What's up, guys? Bones from Slasher Radio here, and we have a real treat for everyone. We're about to be joined once again by Art the Clown himself, David Howard Thornton. We hit a bunch of topics, including the upcoming arcade game, Art the Clown coming into Fortnite, and possibly Dead by Daylight, the Terrifier house at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights, and of course, we talked Terrifier 4, and so much more. So slash those like and subscribe buttons if you want to see more videos like these. Now let's get into our discussion with David.
You know, I'm so fucking hungry. I can't wait to do this interview and get some fucking food. I already told my kid, I'm like, dude, I know we went to the gym and all. It's counterproductive, but I burned 200 calories at the gym. I'm about to have 7,000 calories worth of McDonald's tonight. Just because it's quick, easy, cheap, you know?
Quote unquote. You're getting it delivered,
Yeah.
aren't you?
No, I'm going to go pick it up. I ordered it on the app and go pick it up. Yeah, I got that fucking membership thing through Uber Eats, but I'm thinking about canceling it because this shit's too expensive.
It's so expensive and it doesn't even help.
Stupid.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Doing good.
We were just complaining about the prices of food lately with like Uber Eats and delivery and all that crap.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I even had that moment on set for Terrifier 3. I had to order food one night, just DoorDash food. I just got a basic Baconator and Smolder or Fry combo from Wendy's, and it cost me over $30.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Please tell me you were dressed up as Art when you grabbed the food
Oh, I should have.
from the DoorDash person.
That'd be hilarious.
I should have. Oh my god, that would have been great. He said, you cost me over $30 for a stupid sandwich.
I'm scaring the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got you guys DoorDashing your own food on those sets? They don't have craft services for you?
Oh, it's on my day off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was just sitting in the hotel, and there was nothing in walking distance. I was like, dang it, I got DoorDash food. And I had never DoorDashed myself before. So I was like, oh, my God, this is expensive. It's just all the fees they tack on there. It's just like, it costs more than the food itself.
There's so many.
Also, if you look in the app, like, they charge more in the app than they do if you get it, like, at the store, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they charge like $1 or $2 more an item, too. It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Capitalism, baby.
I had a bunch of bills come out recently, and I was like, you know what? I'll just get McDonald's. Like, I don't want to spend too much money. I looked at it, and it was like $40-something. I'm like, okay, I can't get McDonald's.
No, I know.
Fuck that.
You could go to a sit-down restaurant and have, like, better food for less.
Yeah, I did that last week for me and my kid. It was late. I didn't want to go out. He was hungry. I was like, fine, we'll get some McDonald's. It's fine. Mm-hmm. I ordered it. It was, for me and him, it was $60.
Jeez.
Oh,
Jeez.
And I'm just like, this is stupid.
we could eat gourmet right
Yeah,
now.
that was the whole point of fast food back in the day. It was supposed to be fast and cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
Anyway, we had our TED Talk
Yeah.
about it.
We sound like angry old people. Back in my day,
Old man shouting at clouds, yeah.
I can get a Happy Meal for $1.99.
David, thank you so much for hopping on with us again, dude. We appreciate the hell out of it.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's always a treat when we get to talk to you.
Yeah.
We already spoke with, I guess we could start with this because we already spoke with the Selecting Play people about your upcoming arcade game.
Yeah.
That thing is super awesome. Like, that thing is so cool. When did you first hear about this going on? What do you think about it? That trailer that you made for them is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I first found out about it last year, really, when I was in Sitges, when we were doing a screening of Terrifier 3. And because they had the people that made the game there. I heard inklings before from Damien that there was possibly a side-scroller beat-em-up, but I forget things. He tells me a lot of things, with all this merchandise and everything. So, but I was like, they showed me like the trailer that they had put together for it, and I was like, oh my God, this is like the old school beat 'em ups I used to play as a kid.
Yeah.
So I was so psyched and stoked. I tried saying psyched and stoked at the same time. Stoked.
New word.
I was stoked.
That sounds dirty. Maybe we should stay away from that one.
Yikes. Better than poked.
Because last time we talked, we talked about video games, and that's kind of the type of game you were describing that you liked and was your sweet spot for gaming. When we spoke with them, they said that Damien was obviously heavily involved and all that, and you don't really see that too often in like a beat 'em up kind of, because they're pretty general. But Selecta got super in depth. They threw Easter eggs in there and all that stuff. Did you get to play the game yet? Because I know the demo's out, which I've had a blast with.
Yeah, I got to just play like the demo that they had. That's what they filmed me with, and I was having a blast playing that. I was like, this is so freaking sweet. I was like, it's just fun. I love the little finishers and stuff like that you can do as well. I only got to play as Art, so I didn't get to play as the other characters, but because they only gave me a certain amount of time to play while they were filming that, and I was like, I was mad that they made me stop playing because we had to go back to the con and everything, because I was doing that at the con. I was like, oh man, I want to sit here and play the rest.
It's a really good time, and there's a lot of stuff that isn't even available in the demo, which I was mad about. I'm like, damn it, I want to play this one,
I know.
But I told them too, because they were talking about when you were filming the trailer and you're like screaming at your Switch and all that stuff. It looked like a blast, and I told them, they said that the trailer was what it was, but they have like 20 minutes of you like screaming and throwing the Switch around. I told them they have to release that somewhere, right?
Yeah, I kind of go above and beyond for things. I like to give plenty of options. So yeah, there's definitely probably a lot of bonus footage from that.
When I seen you flip off a Nintendo Switch, I was like, God damn, I need this. This is awesome.
That was real too. I was getting my ass handed to me for a second there. I was like, oh man, come on.
I understand that frustration all too well.
Oh yeah.
Playing video games with Rob, I get frustrated playing video games.
Oh yeah. I'm the consummate gamer. I just literally had to put down a game just to get on this, because I was like, I just started playing Ghost of Yote today, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be great.
There's so many options out now, and it's so awesome, and it's a great time to be a gamer. They did not share a release date with us for ARTCade, but it is soon. So everybody listening to this, it's coming out soon, and everyone needs to keep an eye out for it, and the demo is out now. It works perfectly for Terrifier. Somehow, they nailed the aesthetic, that VHS, grungy 90s, 80s. It just works perfectly with you guys, and it was so cool to see that.
I agree. That's why I'm stoked about it, because I mean, like back when I was a kid, I would go to the arcade and play stuff like that, like Ninja Turtles or the Simpsons game or X-Men. I would play those things like all the time. My buddy and his dad would have custody of him every other weekend, so he would bring us to the arcade and we'd just get a big huge bag of quarters and just play those games all night. It was so much fun.
Yeah, that was the real gaming days. Like, I love what's going on now, don't get me wrong, but there's something about going out and waiting, sometimes you had to wait in line for the arcade machine that you wanted and all this stuff, beating the high score. Like, that was that kids can't even really get that true experience anymore.
No, and everybody put their name in his ass,
Yeah, or DIK or something.
Something like that. I still remember the day that I had the top score on the Ninja Turtle game at my arcade for a few weeks, and I was so proud.
And that was the thing too. You go back and check to make sure.
Yeah. It's like, did anybody beat me? I'm like, no, yay, good.
And like you said, they're all ass, so you had to remember your score and see which ass was yours on the.
No, that one, since I was number one, I did put my initials in, because I was like, okay, this way I'll remember it. Yeah,
it's you and then a bunch of asses. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Bunch of ass.
But Dave, speaking of gaming, you guys have Art the Clown coming out into Fortnite. Rumored, Fortnite and their release dates and everything. We don't know when we're actually getting it. Rumor is it's going to be next week, the day after this episode drop, or the day before rather.
Oh, sweet.
But either way, Art the Clown is coming to Fortnite. This is the absolute last collaboration I ever thought would happen.
I didn't even know about this one. I was like, what? Because that was totally out of left field. I don't even play Fortnite because I'm not really big into the multiplayer games like that, because I always get my ass handed to me. by a bunch of like teenagers, and it's embarrassing, and my ego just can't take that. So, but I know it's a huge game. I know a lot of people that play it. I've seen some, videos of, people playing as Ghostface recently on there. They're doing some funny things, like recreating like movie moments, or all of them get together. A bunch of Ghostfaces come in. They're like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Oh, that's great."
Well, I hope nobody's recreating Terrifier movie moments in Fortnite.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope
Imagine.
I'm the same as you, David, because I mean, I play Fortnite, but I'm forced to play Fortnite. Cass here and a couple of our other friends, they make me play Fortnite. I am terrible. I yell all the time. It's a bad time to play Fortnite with me. But I fall in love with Fortnitemares every year. And this year is by far the biggest. I mean, they have Jason coming, and like you said, Ghostface is there. As players and fans of these games and these characters, we're like, holy shit, this is like the biggest thing. And then all of the sudden, hey, Art the Clown's coming too. Like it got bigger somehow. I don't know how involved you were. You said you found out late, but how do you feel about the line that this draws for you guys? Because you went from being like practically protested your movies, like so many people saying so many stupid things about them and hating on them, to now you are putting a kid's game, like ultimately, like that line that you've drawn in the sand in media, that you as the whole Terrifier crew, what do you think about that? Because it says so much.
It's wild, because that's the thing. It's like we were never really supposed to be for kids, but you see so many kids that have glommed on to Art the Clown now. I mean, I see it at the conventions all the time, where like the parents are like, no, they haven't seen the movies at all, but they love Art the Clown. And it's kind of how it was when I was a kid with like Freddy Krueger. I mean, I had never seen the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, but I knew who Freddy was, and I was like, he's really freaking awesome and everything like that. And it's the same thing. There was a lot of Freddy Krueger merchandise out in like even shoe stores. I remember seeing Freddy Krueger merchandise at like Shoe Carnival when I was a kid, and so Freddy was everywhere. So it's reminding me of the same thing that's happening now. And it's like, Freddy was making appearances on Nickelodeon shows. I mean, definitely Freddy wasn't for kids either, but it's that same thing. Kids, especially our generation and before, they didn't care about, there was no big deal scaring the crap out of kids. It's like, that'll teach them. Learn through fear, So that's kind of how it is with this, I guess, is that same generation that grew up on Freddy is now letting their kids see stuff like Terrifier. So it's become so much more mainstream in that way. I mean, you go into Spirit Halloween, they have Terrifier children's costumes and dog costumes, so it's kind of weird. So I guess it's okay that he's in Fortnite, because you have also Jason in Fortnite, Ghostface in Fortnite. So it's just like he's just become part of the cultural zeitgeist now. So it's just like, people are like, okay, sure.
Yeah. We had that discussion on this show for the last couple of years, Mikey, about how mainstream is Art the Clown. Yeah. And if I go to Walmart now, there's a whole section of stuff, and a ton of it just Art the Clown horror stuff. The character is mainstream now. There's no doubt about it.
It's bizarre. It's very bizarre. It's like the amount of merchandise out there now in all these different stores, and now we have so many different lines of action figures. Because we got the Mezco figures that came out, the NECA figures that came out. We got the new Trick or Treat Studio figures that have just come out too. It's just like, and now we got new Funkos coming out too. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah, and it's wild for us as fans, because we grew up in the horror genre, and we remember how kind of taboo it was back in the day. But for you, like you guys, it's got to be like you were just sawing a woman in half a few years ago, and people were screaming and losing their minds about it. Never did you think Funko and Fortnite and all these things would get involved.
Yeah,
not just in half, but in half the long way.
Long ways.
The long way.
It gains style.
And we had, it's funny you brought up Nightmare on Elm Street too, David, because I was just having that conversation, I don't remember with who the other day, and it was, that's exactly what you guys are doing all over again, because Freddy was on backpacks and lunchboxes, and, a child murderer was on these things, but he was so cool that it was just okay. Like, it would make money, so they did it. And that's the boundary that you're breaking, because a lot of people were mad about Nightmare on Elm Street too. Like, oh, how could you kill kids? And then you have that other side of it that's weird, you know?
Yeah.
No one wanted that to cross over. And Terrifier was kind of like that. We were just talking, who do we say that to, Rob? I think it was, we were talking to Mike P. Nelson with Silent Night, Deadly Night remake coming out. It's like,
oh yeah,
Art the Clown just blew up children in a mall. You know, like, what do you guys do at this point, you know, to kind of pass that? But you guys just keep pushing that bar.
Yeah.
But you're also at the same time showing everybody it's okay. It's fun. It's, you know, these are movies.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing is we do have so much humor in our movies. There's always after basically every single violent, horrible kill, there's some kind of punchline at the end of it. And that way it's more of a thing. Yeah, look, guys, we're playing around here. We're not being uber serious about this. And I think that's why we get away with what we get away with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A friend of mine was like, oh, I showed him Terrifier for the first time recently, the original. And he was like, yeah, I never got into him because of all these things that happened and that he did. And I'm like, yeah, but when you see it, you'll get it. Like, yeah, he's doing all this fucked up shit, but he's having the best time in the world. Like, I can't explain it.
He really is.
Yeah. The best example of that to me is Terrifier 2 with the bedroom scene.
Yeah.
It's so over the top that it goes from being scary and horrifying to, by the time you come back with the bleach and the salt, it's just like, oh my God, it's like, it's funny. It's like he's still going.
Yeah, it's that morbid, dark humor, and it works, I guess.
Yeah.
And you threw gore in there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, I think, maybe the problem, quote unquote, you know, like, but yeah, you guys, what you're doing is working, obviously, and it's beautiful to see it accepted at levels like Fortnite and Funko and all these things. The Fortnite collaboration I thought was fake. I was like, there's no fucking way.
I didn't even post until I saw, because I saw a lot of people posting about it. I was like, this is probably fake, until Damien posted it. I'm like, okay, Damien posted it, it's real. Okay.
Shame on Damien too for not telling you about that beforehand also.
I think he just forgets at this point. He's also so like waist deep in writing part 4 right now. He's got so many other things on his mind. So he's like, yep. Oh yeah, that's happening. Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you Fortnite is collaborating with probably the biggest game out right now.
I'm like, that's great. Funny. Now I'm just waiting for Mortal Kombat. That's what I really want one day, is Mortal Kombat.
You said that before, so you're still, that's still your dream collab right there.
That's still my dream collaboration. I think that one makes the most sense.
Imagine that fatality.
Oh, the kills.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they could have so much fun. That's what I kind of wish they would do, though, is make a like, just NetherRealm Studios should just do a video game, a fighting game with just horror characters, heroes and villains. And I mean, that might be a nightmare when it comes to getting the rights and everything like that. But oh my God, because that way they could really flex their muscles and go crazy with the kills and stuff like that.
To be honest, Fortnite could do it.
Yeah.
Like right now, you know, if they had a game mode, like that's the beauty of having all these characters. The possibilities are, and they do have, I don't know how aware you are of it, David. You said you don't play, but they have like me and you could create like its own little game mode within it. So yeah, like a horror Mortal Kombat, like Street Fighter style thing.
Yeah,
it could happen.
That's cool. Yeah, I know they have so many different properties in Fortnite. It's just absolutely insane. I mean, Marvel and DC. It's just like, holy crap, Disney, whatever. They got so many different mainstream, you know, like properties in there.
Almost all of them. Yeah, like they're running out of things in the world to collaborate with. Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned all the merch and everything you guys going. You guys have a collab with WWE now.
Yeah, that's really wild. I didn't even know about that either. I was like, what?
It all started with Rhea Ripley, though, right? She was a huge fan of you guys. And I seen that you met her and everything. What was that like?
That was pretty cool. She is so sweet. She's so much different outside of the ring. She's very, very kind of shy in a lot of ways. So she's because we invited her to come up and watch me get into makeup and costume, and she was like, "Oh gosh, is that okay? Can I really come up? Can I talk while this is going?" I'm like, "Yeah." She is so sweet. She is just absolutely just a sweetheart. So I'm like, I know she really wants to be in part 4. So I imagine Damien's putting his creativity to good use for that. So I mean, to me that just makes perfect sense now at this point, since there's already that collaboration.
Oh yeah. I mean, she has a tattoo of you on her now. Like,
yeah, that's wild. That's wild. Yeah, I think my girlfriend totally freaked out when she came over to meet me. I was like, holy crap. I think my girlfriend was freaking out more than I was freaking out. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
How does this make you feel, though, in the overall scope of it? Because you went from this little indie movie where you guys barely had enough money. You were trying to pull as many resources as you could to get things done because your money was so limited. You were just making this out of passion. And now you're collaborating with Fortnite, WWE, billion-dollar Funko, you know.
Yeah.
Like, do you sit back and think about that ever?
I don't have time. I'm like on the road pretty much every single week right now, doing conventions or working on some project here or there. So I haven't really let that really sink in yet. It's very bizarre, very, very bizarre. Just seeing in 10 years where I mean like 10, because we started filming Terrifier 1 10 years ago. We were literally filming at this point. I'm like, today is like, you know, Back to the Future Day. So I mean, we were filming on Back to the Future Day because that was actually the day that Marty was supposed to go to the future, and I was wearing a Back to the Future shirt on set that day because I was like, yes, this is awesome. But beside the point, I mean, it's just weird to think that back then, that's when I was still waiting tables. No one knew anything about me. I had no idea if this thing was even going to get finished at that point. Yeah, because like, you know, money was always an issue. I mean, we had to take a break at one point just so they could find more money so we could finish the movie. And I was freaking out then. I was like, oh my God, we got to do this thing. With like this could be something one day. So like, we got to finish this movie. And so it's bizarre to in just the span of a decade to see how far this has come. It's just absolutely mind blowing. I haven't really had a chance to really wrap my mind around all of that. Just like, it's the most bizarre thing just for me to go to conventions and find out all these big huge celebrities are fans of Terrifier, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I've had so many different people reaching out, like big name people reaching out saying they want to be a part of Terrifier, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Wow.
I was like,
awesome.
You know who we are? This is insane.
It's wild that you still think that way at this point.
Yeah. I'm just a big geek. I freak out over that kind of stuff. It's bizarre. I mean, this past weekend I got to meet the cast from One Piece from the live action, and it was just like I was very shy about going over to them, but I just like, oh, what the hell, I'll go over and say hi, and they all like freaked out more about me than I did them, and I was like, holy shit, guys, no, I'm a huge fan of you guys. I love you guys, and like I want to be on the show.
That's so awesome.
It's so bizarre. They had because it was at GalaxyCon in St. Louis, so they had a whole smattering of people there. So it was, you know, they had some of the cast from K-pop Demon Hunters there, which I'm thrilled for them right now. They're kind of experiencing the same thing we've gone through, where there's this big, huge explosion of fame and notoriety, and it's like, I mean, they just like, I think they went platinum on their album recently, which is insane.
That never happens anymore.
No, especially for something that was on Netflix. Is like that's absolutely insane. It wasn't even originally going to be on Netflix. It's like, no, I don't know if you've heard the whole story of that thing, but it was being, you know, bounced around for years and no one was wanting a piece of it. You know, that everyone's like, this looks kind of weird, but and Netflix took a chance on it. So it's like, it's just like Terrifier. It's one of those things that no one wanted at first, and then something like Netflix puts it on, and all of a sudden everybody's like, holy crap, what is this? And that kind of shows you how the studios are right now. They base so many things on algorithms. They don't know what people really want. They're so used to computers telling them what people want, but they're not actually going to real people and seeing what people actually want. And I think that's one of the things that's been hurting the industry in so many ways, that they've forgotten to like actually just go to the people, find out what the people want, and just stop using algorithms, because the algorithms are wrong.
100%. And that pisses me off so much that you see that so much in so many things, and it's made its way into film for a while now. You know, and you see all these huge amounts of money going into these huge projects, and they come out and they don't do well. And it's like, but you're not actually looking at, like, you're looking at numbers, which don't tell you anything. Go to a festival, go to a screening of something, listen to people who actually love these things. Sit on certain parts of social media, but you know, really dive into what people want. I say that about Megan 2.0 a lot. You know, like I went to an early screening of that for Universal, and like it was a good movie, but
it was fun.
It seemed very, you know, algorithm-y. Like, this is what people want. This is like TikTok or whatever they were going for, and it missed.
Yeah,
so,
which is weird.
Yeah, I agree with you.
We see those stories all the time too, of nobody wanted this. It was hard to find somebody who would put it on. I mean, Sinners had the same sort of problem. It was kind of bounced around a little bit. People didn't want to take a chance on it, and it came out and it was fantastic, and it was original. And you know, I mean, I only want to see. There are only so many superhero movies I can take in, you know. So I you know, some of these studios have got to figure that out, I guess, and start putting money behind projects like that, because when they do, more often than not, they're successful.
Oh, exactly. I mean, I look at Sinners. That's a great example. I'm like, Sinners to me is probably my favorite movie of the year so far. I was like that. I was blown away by that movie. And I'm so glad someone took a chance on it and put it out there, because wow, it's a good movie.
What do you guys do, Dave, internally with these Terrifier films? Like, I know that this probably could be more of a Damien question, but what do you guys do internally to keep your finger on the pulse of the horror fan? Because you seem like this is important to you. I'm sure it's important to the whole team, really getting that vibe of what people want. What do you guys do internally to gauge that?
Well, I know Damien pays attention to, like, you know, the comments that people make, you know, like the reviews and stuff like that, and the feedback. So both the negative and the positive, because I think he and I both believe there's something to be learned from both.
Absolutely.
But I think ultimately we just make a movie that we want to see. So that's the thing. We just do what we want to do. We don't have that's the thing. We don't have a studio over us telling us you can't do this. And that happened when we after part 2 came out, when we were looking for funding for part 3, we had all the studios coming at us, and they were all wanting a piece of the pie, but they were all wanting to change so many things. There's some of them that wanted to do a full reboot, just start from scratch, not even call it Terrifier, and like just change everything. And I'm like, no, obviously this works, so why change it? If it's not broken, don't fix it. And
I don't get it.
And that's the thing. It's like they were all like, hey, let us do this, but we got to change this. And I'm like, I mean, they wouldn't have let us do just that opening scene with the family being killed. And that's so many people's favorite parts of the movie. They just, I think it's such a strong opening, and no one have let us do that. Like killing a child with an axe. It's just like, I mean, though you don't see it, you see the aftermath of it. And it's implied another child dies, and the studios wouldn't have allowed us to do that, but we did it. We were like, screw it, we'll just do it ourselves, and let our work speak for itself. If people like it, okay, great. If they don't, oh well, we took a shot.
Yeah, it seems like with the track record that you guys have with these movies, they would be smart enough to just give you the money and go away and let you do your thing and come back. Right? I mean,
honestly,
you think?
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah, but they'll put like $200 million into a cookie cutter superhero movie because all the algorithms say it's safe.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's not like back in the 80s and before, where I especially look at the 80s and 70s and 80s was such a prime time for movies, because at that time movies didn't cost like $200 million plus to make. They could make a good movie for just a handful of $1 million. And because of that, but they would make a huge profit afterwards. And because of that, they were less risk averse back then, because they're like, yeah, okay, so we made this movie for about $1 million. If it works, great. If it doesn't, oh well. But people were taking more chances because of that, and more movies were being made at that point. I mean, you look at just the movies that came out in the 80s, not just in horror but just in general. There were so many experimental, crazy, different types of movies, and so many were so good, and they weren't made for hundreds of millions of dollars, just made for a handful of millions, but they made hundreds of millions of dollars. And that was the key. Is like, now movies have gotten so expensive to make, especially all the CG and stuff like that. It's just like, I think that's what's been destroying the industry in so many ways. And because of that, with movies costing so much, they don't want to take those risks like they used to. They want to say, okay, this is safe. Mm-hmm. We can make this type of movie because the algorithms say this is what will put butts in a seat. We got to get these big name stars, and we got to do the same kind of thing over and over again because it's safe. But that's how it goes, and they think that's what works. But it's kind of showing that it doesn't work. I mean, I look even at animated Disney films now. It's like, I grew up in the 80s with the great, and especially during the great Disney Renaissance of the 90s. It's like, back then they didn't rely on, except for Aladdin, they didn't rely on celebrity talent to sell the movie.
It's true.
The movies just sold themselves because the product quality was so good. Mm-hmm. And now it's the opposite. They rely on just putting big name celebrities in for all the voices for these characters. Oh, so such and such and so is this movie, so that's what's going to get butts in the seat, and that's not always the case.
Yeah. And you ever see the behind the scenes pictures of like one of those Marvel movies or something? It's literally just somebody in front of a green screen. Like, there's nothing there. It's so weird.
Yeah. Oh, it's kind of sad. I'm like, oh my God. It's like, it's not like back in the day when they built huge giant sets.
Yeah.
And you actually interact. I mean, I look at Indiana Jones when he falls into the pit, and he's got all those snakes around him. They really had snakes all around him. Though, granted, they had plexiglass there, but they actually had snakes. They didn't have to do that with CG.
Yeah. Well, you actors put up with a lot of stuff. I wouldn't go near those snakes.
Yeah.
Plexiglass or not, I'm not going near them. There's no way.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like there was more believability back then.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They look like snakes because they are snakes.
Yeah, I think that's part of it with all the CG now. There's that mental disconnect there where you're like, yeah, I know this is fake, so I'm not enjoying it as much.
Yeah, and we talked about it last time we had you on, David, where you guys have started and where you guys have come, and for people to want to change, there's nothing. Well, I mean, I guess there's a lot of shit out there now trying to do what you guys do, but like, it's not, you guys started this kind of this trend of what you're doing, and you were so different, and for anyone to try and change that, it's like, well, you're just going to make like everything else. What's the point? It's not going to be special anymore. And you guys believed in what you were doing. You and Damien and all you guys just said, no, fuck that. We're not going to sell out to that type of machine and compromise our vision. And it's paying off. Like we said, look at what you guys are collaborating with. Like, it's paying off more than you could have probably ever imagined, even with a big company behind you.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, I think I hate to sound egotistical, but I feel like our films
you earn that
are helping change things right now in the industry too. Yes. I mean, I look at just 100%. This year alone with horror films. There have been so many great horror films that have come out. Like, people are getting back into the gore again. They're getting back into the fun campiness again. And it's been a great year just for horror films alone. I think horror films this year have saved the movie industry.
Yeah, they're been
absolutely.
And we've even had prominent horror directors thank us for what we did, because now they have clout to go to the studios and say, hey man, Terrifier's done their own thing. Look how successful we broke a world record for unrated film. We were the highest grossing unrated film of all time by a large margin.
Oh
yeah. And so I'm like, look what we've done. We did this on our own we just did our thing. We didn't worry about the ratings boards or anything like that. We released it unrated, and we turned a huge profit. And now all these other directors have clout. They can go to the studio and say, look, these guys did it, let me do the same, let me put my stink on it, don't interfere, and you'll get something good out of it.
Right. And another sign that there's a movement, people coming to horror, are that you're seeing people like with Sinners, Ryan Coogler. He's not a horror director, but he wanted to get that movie made. He wanted to dip his toe into the horror waters also. So you're seeing talent go the other way and come to the genre. Whereas in the past, it's always been sort of a place people started and then left. Yeah,
it's kind of crazy how that is. It's just like horror used to be the genre people were kind of like, yeah, that's not a real movie.
Absolutely.
And it's gone the different route now. It's been the genres that's been saving the movies.
Yeah. And you absolutely boast about it, dude, because you guys earned that, and you did do that. I mean, guests that we've had on, like Adam Green not too long ago, who he has his own iconic franchise with Hatchet and like all these other things. He glowed about what you guys have done and the doors you've opened.
Yeah, Adam's such a cool dude too. I love Adam. He's such a great dude.
He is. And even down the line to like Bambi the Reckoning and Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yeah. These movies probably are not in theaters if it wasn't for you guys and what you did. Bottom line. It's true.
It's true. And they're fun movies. That's the thing. It's like I some people are like, oh, with these like public domain property movies that people are starting to make now, people are like, now I'm like, no, there's something fun about it. It's fun and campy. I mean, I've done 2 of them myself. I did, Screamboat, and I did The Mean One. And there's a fun campiness to it. And it's like, we're just having fun. And that's how it is with the Popeye the Slayer, man, and Blood and Honey and all that kind of stuff. It's just turn off your brain and just have fun. Go creative, go wild.
Yeah. And even if, like, I've been on record of, like, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, like, those movies aren't for me. I don't like them. But I can still sit there and go, okay, these guys are still fighting that fight to get horror into theaters. And, like, I can appreciate that. You have to, even if it's not for you, and if you love the genre, you have to acknowledge what these movies are doing. And that if you can at least take that from them, and most horror fans, I think, do. Terrifier too. Like there's a bunch of people I know who just hate the Terrifier movies, but they can at least sit there and go, you know what? They're still doing something great. They're still doing what they believe in, and they're opening doors. Like that. That's more important, I think, in like that indie, unrated genre that we need to start coming back into the frame of things here.
Yeah. It's an interesting time in the industry right now, post-strike especially, and with all this AI bullshit and everything. I'm so glad to see, the studios and the unions all, banding together against the AI bullshit now. Announced that whether it's like this AI actress that, agents are trying to sign, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like anybody that's would work with those agents should be blackballed from the industry, because you're taking jobs away from actual human beings.
Yeah, and the practical effects that you got, especially Terrifier, but you could point to that with Winnie the Pooh and Bambi the Reckoning and Screamboat as well. People who aren't horror fans may kind of snub their nose at it. Dude, that's art. That shit. Try and make a head look like it's been torn apart. See, tell me what it looks like. That shit's not easy to do.
No, it's not. I know that firsthand. It's like, I have a whole new appreciation for all that now. When I watch other movies, like, oh, that's not good, or like, oh, that's really, especially blood effects. I've seen some movies recently, like, oh, that blood is way too pink.
I'm the same way. I'm 100% the same way when I watch horror movies.
Rob makes fun of me
picky about the color. Yeah, I'm so picky about the color of blood. It's not even funny.
Yeah, these two.
But it's real.
These two go on and on and on about the color of the blood, and I'm just like, who cares? Let it be. It's fine.
But it's true, though. It's not easy to do.
Well, we know what it's supposed to be.
He's a hater, David. Don't mind him.
It's all good.
He's a Halloween Ends fan. What could we expect from somebody? You know what I mean?
It's the fourth best in the franchise, and I stand by it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, bless his heart.
But David, another thing that you guys were involved in, we were talking about like Fortnite Mares is the biggest it's ever been. Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh my God, yeah.
Came with some shit this year. Good God.
Woo.
Yeah.
Oh, and you guys were a huge part of it. You guys went down there. You all look great. It was so cool to see you guys there. And next to a property like Jason Voorhees, what was that experience like?
That was awesome. That was what was kind of crazy was doing the whole opening night and having our whole entire crew there for that. I mean, we had like an army.
Yeah.
It felt like. But, you know, because they had Jason, they had Poltergeist, they had Five Nights at Freddy's, they had Fallout there. It's just like, and to see that, and yet here Terrifier has the longest line. I'm like, that's insane to me. Like there was at least a 4-hour wait the night we were there for Terrifier alone. I'm like, that's insanity.
Yeah.
Like all the others are big, huge studio, you know, productions, and here we are, this little independent thing, and here we are, boom, holding our own. I mean, I never imagined I would see my face all over Universal Studios. That was a very surreal thing.
Did you see any of the people playing Art the Clown at the park and just in your mind critique their performance? Like, that guy's terrible, or that guy's kind of got it. Like,
oh yeah, I have done that. I've done that. I actually, when I did a con down in Long Beach, some of the arts had just gotten cast, and so they came up to me at my booth and asked for some tips, and so I gave them, you know, a little crash course, because all they had been doing is just, you know, watching my videos and seeing what I was doing, but I gave him a little bit more into his body language and how I approach things with him. And they've taken it to heart, but I still see little things that they do. I'm like, yeah, that's obviously not me. Like I'll see them grab a hold of the hat and like, you know, do the tip of the hat that way. I always grab the brim of the hat. It is those little things I notice. So I'm like, oh, but it's good, but almost there, almost. But they've been doing a great job, and I've loved it too, seeing this, because they've never done that with one of the house characters before, going around the park and just messing with people. And I think that's such a cool idea, because I've always loved the videos every year recently where they have the Grinch doing things during Christmas time, and just all the different videos people have posted the Grinch just messing around with people. I'm like, this is fantastic. But now Art's doing it. Yeah. And I'm kind of jealous that I'm not the one going around and doing that, because I would have a blast. They've invited me to come. I just don't have the time to do it right now. Yeah. But I would totally do it.
I saw a video, I believe it was on Instagram, of like there's an 18-year-old kid who's like autistic or something.
Yes, Thomas.
He was,
Thomas
that's the guy.
Magic with Thomas, yes.
He was so happy to see Art, and it was amazing to watch. Yeah.
I love his videos. He goes to the parks all the time, and he interacts with all the costume people, and I just love that. So that I've been watching his videos for a few years now, and that just made me so happy to see him doing that. I wish it had been me in costume, because I would have loved to have interacted with him, but that made me so happy. And those kind of videos have been going out. I mean, even Terry Crews's daughter put a video out of Art the Clown messing around with Terry Crews at this.
Oh, I saw that. He had like the organs around his neck. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, this is fantastic, because I'm a huge Terry Crews fan. I think the man's hysterical. And I'm like, oh my God. And so my girlfriend even reached out to his daughter and was like, hey, my boyfriend's a huge fan of your dad. And I'm like, oh, and she's like, oh my God, we're fans too. I'm like, my God, Terry Crews knows who I am.
Also, a weird middle school connection. My boyfriend's a fan of your dad.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird. I love it, but it's just. But it's those little videos have just made me so happy, because it's getting Art out to a wider audience too, because people just see these videos of Art just messing around with people in the parks, and it's, and they're getting millions upon millions of views all over TikTok and Instagram, and it just helps sell the franchise even more. So it's really exciting to see happen.
Well, it was actually really funny, because I got the opportunity to go to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando. I have a friend that lives down there, and she wanted to bring her son. Her son is 6 years old and a huge, like, he's a crazy Art the Clown fan. Mm-hmm. And his mission that night was to find Art in Universal and give him the sunflower glasses. That was his only mission. He wanted to do the Terrifier house and the FNAF house. We didn't bring him into the Terrifier house because it's a little too young for that, being 6 years old. But it was just really funny, because that was his mission the entire night, is to find Art the Clown and give him the sunflower glasses. We never ended up seeing him that night, unfortunately, but a couple nights after that, we ran into him DJing at one of the scare zones. He was DJing to K-pop Demon Hunters, which was a funny thing to witness.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
But they're
Oh my God.
they're doing a great job. And the Terrifier house was, because I like I said, I went to the one in Orlando. My favorite house of the night. It was so good. The bathroom scene smelled so bad. But yeah, it was incredible. Have you had a chance to go to Orlando yet? Because I know you went to.
I haven't. I'm doing that on the last night. I'm because I'm going to be down there for Spooky Empire.
Oh,
so
perfect.
I've got it worked out so I can go there on the final night of Halloween Horror Nights on the 2nd, because I figured that's a cool way to, like, I open it here in LA and I get to close it there in Orlando.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. You have to do the blood path. You have to.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, it's so good. It's such a
Yeah.
cool. I didn't realize that they didn't do it in, like, at both coasts. They just did in Orlando.
Oh yeah, they're different houses.
Yeah, they're a little bit different, and it's really, really cool. When I see people going down the dry path, I'm like, why? Like, you're in the Terrifier house. Like, you have to go down the blood path. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
No, I told you, I'm going down the dry path. I'm not walking around wet all night.
It's like, come on. I think my girlfriend's even going to try to buy us ponchos just in
There
case.
you go. Maybe if I had a poncho.
It's like a light shower.
Because I hear the first night it flooded.
I did have one question for you, because of, on the topic of, like, all the different roaming arts that we've seen in the parks and stuff. We've seen, Santa art, bloody art, regular art with the sunflower glasses. What version of art was your favorite to portray in the films? Like, just, getting in that role.
I think Santa art was fun for me.
Yeah.
Really?
I really think that's a lot. I love Christmas horror films anyway. And plus, I was more comfortable in that costume. It was very, very warm. And we usually film in the winter, so I was much warmer for once. And it's very comfortable. It has the materials made out of is the fluffiest, softest stuff. So it's like I just love that. The beard and the hair got a little annoying at times, but I think it's a cool look for the character too.
It is. It really is.
I had a lot of fun with that version of him.
I have a follow-up question that's along those lines, David. What was, and this might be hard, I don't know, but what was so far, as Art the Clown, your favorite kill to perform?
Mine was the Santa Claus kill in part 3, because that's my favorite scene I filmed in all the movies anyway, because one, I just got to do my thing with comedy in that scene and just go wild. Damon gave me so much freedom, but two, it's like I got to work with these actors I have watched my whole entire life, like Clint Howard, Bradley Stryker, and Danny Roebuck. Especially Danny and I had so much fun, especially with the torture scene. Danny was just throwing me so much comedy gold. He was just making up so much great stuff that I could just play off of, and I was just having a blast. But I love that kill because that to me is an iconic, true to Art the Clown type of kill, because it's gory and horrible and sadistic, but also funny and creative at the same time. I mean, he turns Santa Claus into a human snowman, and we were actually going to take it further, but we literally ran out of time. I was going to also take some coal out, light it on fire, kind of juggle it around in my hands like it's really hot, and then shove it into his eyeballs.
Holy shit.
Yeah, in addition to the carrot in the nose. But we ran out of time, unfortunately, for that. But I love that kill. I love that kill. I wish we could have had one more day so we could have just done the eyeball gag. But, that's how it goes.
It went so far already, though. Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh, you should have seen the whole original ending we had for the whole family scene at the end. Was much, much darker in the original script. We just didn't have time to film it all, so we had to like half the scene. There was so much more sadistic shit I was doing to Gabby, especially, and it's just horrible, dark. I mean, you think it was already dark? It went to a whole different place of just horribleness, and I don't want to say what it was because I don't know what's going to be in part 4 yet, and I don't want to possibly ruin things, but Art did some really fucked up things in that scene. Art and Vicky both are just horrible.
I was going to ask that, like, what happens then? I'm glad you said that, because what happens with that stuff? Yeah. How do you waste it? Hopefully we do get to see that in the next film or wherever else. Yeah.
That's the thing. We just like, well, maybe we can put this in part whatever, That's usually our thing is like,
You ever read these things on the page and just go, oh no, we can't do that. That's too far.
And the only time I've ever kind of gone, that's not something we would do, is anything comes to like sexual in nature. I'm because I don't view Art as a sexual creature. He would never rape anybody or anything like that, because that's just beneath him to do. That's something he's just not interested in at all. But other than that, pretty much nothing else has fazed me. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty dark, but yeah, that's something Art would do. But yeah, nothing sexual, especially rape. Definitely no rape.
Yeah,
that's a good rule.
Absolutely, yeah. It'll take everything fun that you guys have created and kind of, absolutely. I agree with that.
I mean, he might chop off some guy's dick or something like that, but
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, he'd never sodomize them with it or something like that. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, cutting off dicks is fine. You could do that as much as you want.
Yeah, totally fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You do have some other stuff coming up, though, David, and like obviously it's not out yet. So some interesting roles that I see that you have coming up. Stream 2, you did Stream 1. You guys, the cast that you had for Stream 1 was like the Expendables of horror, practically.
Yeah.
Are you excited about Stream 2? What was your thoughts on the outcome of the first one? Because I thought that was a super fun movie.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited to see what we're going to do with part 2. I know some things, and there's some great concepts that they have in store. You know, they're writing it right now, so I'm very interested to see where that's going to go. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. I'm very interested in it as well. You also have something called The Dead Place, and this, like, I read the description of it. This was my first time hearing about it. Troubled high school senior suffers from various of malevolent, I can't say that word apparently, spirits who haunting intensifies amidst an onslaught of bullying. There's possession involved here. Are you excited about this project? Because it sounds fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, that should be fun. It's I had a lot of fun filming that. I actually talk for once too, so that's going to be interesting.
There you go.
Well, I finally get to talk.
And yeah, does that piss you off? Because I mean, you got Screamboat, you know, it was more like animated of a you know, dialogue thing. Does that make you mad that you don't get to say anything in these movies mostly?
Sometimes. I mean, it is kind of nice not having to memorize lines, so I can't you know, argue with you there. But I'm like, I have gotten a lot of, like, I've seen comments in the past where people are like, oh well, you know, he's not a real actor, he never talks in anything, and I'm like, no. I mean, it's actually harder to act without words. You know, it's like you have to come up with this stuff your own, as opposed to it all being written there for you to say and all that kind of stuff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm like, I was a stage actor for about 30 years of my life. So I'm like, yeah, I can talk. It's just I'm known for being good at physical comedy or physical acting. So kind of like Doug Jones is like, yeah, or Andy Serkis. They're great physical actors, but you know, it's like, especially Doug, so many of his characters have been more silent characters.
And you still have to get everything across to the viewer.
Yeah.
Even though you don't talk. Like, that doesn't mean you don't have to do those things. You just have to do it without talking. Yeah, like you said, that's got to be a very difficult to
It's
portray.
Definitely a challenge. It's definitely a challenge because that's purely on the actor to come up with.
Yeah,
it's definitely difficult to do, but it's like it's something that comes to me naturally. So I guess I'm lucky in that department. But yeah, but it's you know, I'm definitely wanting to do more, you know, talky type of roles, because I do enjoy a good villain's monologue here and there, you know.
Well, you do a really good Joker.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I've seen videos and it's impressive.
We've been winning a shit ton of not fan films, but like film festivals for Joker's Wild. We've I've lost count how many we've won now, and it's absolutely insane. So I'm like, I guess that says something about the performance and what we did with the characters. So I'm like, oh, good. It seems like different audiences like that version of the Joker. So I'm like, I'm hoping maybe DC's paying attention to that and
hell yeah,
give me a chance to actually bring that character to life in a bigger way.
Yeah, that was another thing I was going to bring up. I mean, because it kind of ties back to you in several ways, right? Because Terrifier 3, I think it was or 2 was out. One of them were out the same time as the Joker film, and you guys crushed it.
Part 3, we knocked it out of the top slot in the box office in our first week in theaters. We kicked its ass. I'm like, well, I did not expect that.
Yeah, and limited release and all that shit. That's absolutely fucking crazy. And I've seen once that, you know, all that commentary was going around about that you had played Joker in the past.
That is correct. I played him on a YouTube series, fan film.
Right.
We did years ago called Nightwing Escalation. I did that. I actually got cast as Joker in that and Art the Clown in the same week.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was kind of a surreal moment.
Well, DC, yeah, pay attention is right, because that's very, some things are too ironic to be ironic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be a full circle moment.
Yeah, it's just that character's in my blood. He's my favorite villain of all time, and you know, it's like I know a lot of other actors want to play him because it's just another notch in the belt for him. But like to me, that is my dream role. That's a character I truly love and appreciate, and I want to do him justice and bring him to life in the right way, make him a comic accurate version of the character where he's scary and funny at the same time.
Dude, I want to see that so bad. And I'm a DC fan over Marvel, like by miles and miles and miles. And it breaks my heart to see DC not where it should be.
Yeah, but
damn, do they need that?
I have a lot of faith in James Gunn right now. I'm looking at what he's doing right now, and because James is, you can tell he's a true comic book fan.
Yes.
It just, you look at the love that was put into, you know, Superman and also Peacemaker recently, and like, oh my god. Plus I got to say how prescient he has been with his work with, you know, even Creature Commandos, Superman and Peacemaker have been so prescient about modern news events, and he wrote these things, you know, a year or so ago before anything happened. I'm like, my god, this his finger is on the pulse right now, and I want to work with him in that regard alone, because I'm like, I love what he's doing, but I'm like, I feel like he's the type of person I could sit down with. I'm like, okay, let's do this character right. Let's truly do this character justice, bring him to life. Let's bring that character, like from the comic book, the purple suit, just doing what he does in the comics, bring that to life and have fun with him, and like make him the Loki of the DC universe in a way.
Yeah, dude, I need that so bad. I never thought of it. Like, you know, Joker's Wild was awesome and everything, but I didn't know you had so much passion for a feature with that character.
I love it, and it's like, I don't want it just to be one film. I want to have my time to really expand and play with that character, because there's so much history with him and Batman, but you know, with all these other Marvel characters, I would love to see him and Lex teaming up and also clashing with each other. Just like there's so much you can do with him. Even now that they have brought Salvation into the DC universe, that was a big, huge arc in the comics between him and Lex Luthor, just fighting over salvation, over control. And so I'm like, oh my god, there's so much with this character you can do. It's just like the possibilities are endless. And like, yeah, you can really have a lot of fun with that character, because he's not going to be one of those overpowered supervillains like Darkseid or Thanos or something like that. He's just a guy, but he's so scary in that way that he's just a guy, and he's able to actually match Batman.
Yeah. And
put him to it. It's like even Superman, he can stand up to Superman in ways.
Man, now you got me wanting this, and son of a bitch. James Gunn, do this, please. Somebody tag James Gunn in something. Yeah, absolutely.
I think it would be fun, because he's all about psychologically just messing with people. And it's like that, a great villain. It's like, oh my God, to do some fun things with him.
And who better than you?
I know. Come on.
Honestly, who better than you?
Put me in, coach.
And the last thing, I mean, you have some other stuff coming up too, but you have a bunch of stuff that you're working on. Like you said, you're fucking busy, dude. But obviously the biggest thing is Terrifier 4. You said it's still being written. It's highly anticipated. This is the finale, it's been called, of the Terrifier franchise. Are you excited, nervous? Like, what is your headspace going in, and how excited are you for what you know is coming that we have no idea?
Yeah, I'm very excited. But I don't know a whole lot because this time around, Damien has been keeping everything very close to his vest about what's happening in the script. Like Lauren and Samantha and I, in the past when he's been writing the other scripts, he's been consulting us the whole entire time, running ideas by us. This time he's been just pretty much silent. He just told us, "Oh yeah, you're gonna love the origin story, Dave. You're gonna love how we do it," and that's. And he said also. The finale is batshit insane. You're gonna have a lot of fun with that. So I'm like, but other than that, I don't know. But that makes me excited. I'm like, but is this going to be the true finale? I don't know. I feel like this might be the finale of this story arc that he's going with for right now, and might give it a rest for a few years and might return later on to it. I have no idea, but I'm excited nonetheless.
Nice. That's good to hear because he's had this story in his mind since, All Hallows Eve, this character. And it's good to hear that he's just kind of in the lab. He knows what he's doing and he's just working on it. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I have so much faith in him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I can't wait to see what he comes up with and what you guys come up with all together once you get to filming it. That is fucking amazing.
Thank you,
David. Is there I think we hit on everything. I mean, you guys have so much going on. Fortnite, Halloween Horror Nights. Do you still this is something the last thing I had to ask you actually, because our listeners will crucify us if we didn't bring it up. Do you still have hope for Art the Clown going into Dead by Daylight? Is that still something that you want to see? Oh, definitely. I mean, that just makes sense to me. That's a logical progression with the character, especially with that, that game series. I mean, that only makes sense. So I have a feeling it will happen eventually. I hope so. Yeah. Being so close to behavior and everything like we are, like we see a lot of it. And the two names that come up, which again is crazy that you guys have rose to this level of horror infamy, is Jason and Art the Clown. Those are the two. Yeah. That's it. That's all you see anymore. Yeah. And the Jason thing has been because, that franchise has just been in limbo for so long. Yeah. Legal limbo. It's moving, though. Yeah, thankfully. Thank God. Yeah. Yeah, it's moving, though. But, David, thank you so much, dude, for hopping on with us again, man. It's always a pleasure when we get to talk to you, dude. It was a lot of fun chatting. And you didn't yell at Rob this time, which is kind of annoying. Yeah.
I gotta bless his heart. I know what that means. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. let everybody know you're a pain in the ass, Rob. You let everybody know where they can get in touch with you, man. What, anything else that you want people to know, whatever you got. Yeah, sure. I want to let you know I'm filming a new movie next month called The Autopsy of Albert Kemper. I can't tell you much more than that, but I play the title character in it, so it's going to be an interesting thing. I'm going to be wearing a lot of prosthetics, I hear, and that's going to be fun. But so I'm excited about that. And but you can find me on Instagram and Facebook under David Howard Thornton, and that's about it. Nice. The last thing I had to say to you is we have a listener named Amber. All she wanted us to tell you was how much she loves and appreciates you for what you've done. I mean, she's arguably the biggest horror fan, and obviously we talk to a ton of them, right? She might be the biggest one. Oh, that's sweet. Old school stuff, Universal monsters, she's into it all and knows damn near everything. And she appreciates what you and the whole Terrifier crew have done for the genre, and she pleaded with us to just tell her that she loves you and appreciates everything you guys do. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate it. We'll keep doing some fun stuff for you. Hell of a deal. Nice. Yeah. Thank you so much, dude. We appreciate the hell out of you, man. Good luck with everything you got going on. You're a legend.
Thanks, David.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
Enjoy your night, brother.
You too. Y'all take care.